This one skill alone can make you over $500,000 in your land flipping business if you do it correctly. In a world of all these new land data companies, land marketing companies, land calling companies, land texting companies, land mailing companies, there's one skill that trumps all of those other things, and that skill is acquisitions. When you understand how to sell your seller on you, on your company, and you can do that consistently, regardless of the profile, regardless of who the seller is, your profits skyrocket every time. No matter what marketing tool you're using, no matter what data system you're using, as long as you're choosing the right markets, if your acquisitions is on point, you can put a jetpack on yourself and skyrocket to the multi-six-figure profit level of a land flipping business. This isn't about having the fanciest website or the fanciest mailer or the fanciest marketing templates. Now, I do teach those things, and those things are important. Presentation is important. When you learn how to consistently sell a seller on your company, negotiate so they can get it at the price that you need to get it at, you'll be able to sell your properties consistently on the market with ease. But a lot of new land investors, I find that they don't make a lot of touch points anymore. I find that they call the seller once, they maybe even have 2 conversations, and then after that, they just kind of let them trail off. If they don't get it under contract in like the first 2 conversations, they'll just let it trail off. And that to me is like ridiculous. I've talked to sellers 40 times before I actually got them under contract and got to sell that property. But guess what? Some of those deals I've made 40, 50, 60 grand plus on. So are you willing to make 40 calls to make 40 grand? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. Or would you rather just make 2 calls and lose out on 40, 50, 60, even $100,000 in profit? Understand, a lot of people make the mistake of accepting the low-hanging fruit as the profits in their business. But there are so many deals that you probably have in your CRM right now that if me and my team audited, we'd find you $50,000 plus in profit in your CRM that's just been sitting there. You didn't even know it was there because you haven't made the touch points. You haven't followed up with the seller 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 times. You have to be able to do that, and if you're not doing that, then you're not maximizing every single lead, you're not maximizing your marketing, and you're not maximizing your land flipping business. So follow-up is key, and the reason why follow-up is key is because when a person sees that you're consistent, they know you're real. There's been an insurmountable amount of sellers that have called my company and tell me that they've had 5 to 10 other land companies call them, maybe once or twice, and then after that they hadn't heard from them. Or they called in someone's land company and then they didn't hear back from them. There's a lot of land flipping companies that just get into this, take the low-hanging fruit, don't follow up with anyone, and that's why they're not in the position to be making $500,000 plus in profit per year. You'd be surprised how much following up with the person actually means to them. If they want to sell, you have to understand that you're not their first priority. Understanding that you're not a seller's first priority is extremely important because that's what's going to get you to follow up with them. When they open your letter, when they open your text, when they open your call, they see it, they acknowledge it, but that's amongst many other calls, texts, other forms of marketing that they're getting. The one thing, the equalizer in making sure that you actually get the deal above everyone else is following up with them and building that rapport consistently, because most people are not going to put that work in, they're not going to put that effort in. They're just not. And I know this because sellers have told me that people don't put the effort in, and that's why they're going to sell to me. So a lot of this talk about saturation and are you afraid that people are going to take your deals from you? And no, I'm not, because we're going to put in more work than anyone will. And you have to have that mentality. I'm going to make more calls. I'm going to make more touch points. I'm going to follow up more times than anyone will. My team is going to build better rapport than any other team on the planet will. And as long as we do that consistently, we're going to consistently have profitable deals that are selling on the market. This is all because you understand how to sell yourself to a seller. When I talk about building rapport, I'm really talking about establishing trust with sellers and making sure that they trust that you're going to close on that day, because that's really what matters. When it comes to disbursement day, they want to know that you're going to actually close and perform. Keep in mind, these people don't see you in person, they don't know who you are, they only have talked to you over the phone. So if you can build that rapport and help them understand that you're going to close on the contracted day that you guys have agreed to, you're going to be able to consistently close deals that are highly profitable for you. In the Lambros course, we go over every single seller profile that we've come across and teach you how to close each and every single one of those people. I've sent over 500,000 mailers in my career, and because of that, I've pretty much come across every single seller profile that you can think of. And so in the Lambros course, you learn how to build rapport with each and every one of these kinds of sellers. In our 6-figure fast track program, I teach you how to do this live. So when you actually get leads in from the mail that we send, we teach you how to negotiate with the sellers, build rapport, and get them under contract at the price we need to get them under contract at in order to sell the property quickly and profitably on the market. We do that live and one-on-one in the 6-figure fast track program. Listen, all the bells and whistles in the land flipping business do not matter if you don't have the one skill of acquisition. If you don't understand that, and if you have not mastered that, you need to focus solely on that. That skill alone will make you multi six figures in profit within the next 18 months if you just cultivate that skill. If you have any questions at becoming better over the phone with sellers, better at acquisitions, better at negotiations, better at getting properties under contract, drop me a comment below or ask a question in the Discord. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to drop me a follow on Instagram. This has been Femi with Landverse, and I'll see you on the next video.